Hello and welcome to Curl Up with Cathy Bramley. Today, my guest in the treehouse is the amazing, incredible author, Julie Cohen, who I've been friends with for a long time. She's also she's my idol. I think that's the right way around. Yes, I idolize her. Here she is, Julie Cohen. Welcome to Curl Up with Cathy.
Hi, Cathy in the treehouse.
I know, my treehouse. I've always wanted a treehouse. We
I'm
built
in
it
my
for
loft.
we built it initially for the girls, but they realized that the Wi-Fi didn't reach here, so they were like, "Oh, forget it." so now it's mine, which is great, and I can do my writing. So you're in the loft in your house, is that right?
I'm in the loft, which is my office. Yeah, up in the loft. I should show you. I don't know if I can show you actually. I've got a view from here of a gargoyle's butt. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
All right.
Only you.
I have to open my window.
Oh.
Now let's see if you can see it. Can you see the gargoyle's butt? Can you see it
Yes.
in the distance there?
Yeah, at the end of the roof. Yeah.
The end of the roof?
Yeah. Wow.
I see that daily.
Sky as well.
It's gorgeous here, yeah. And I'm on the river as well. It's very nice.
I've seen you actually in your boat with the dog.
Yeah.
Does she absolutely fine with that?
She loves the boat. So she loves the boat so much that she can't bear for anybody to be on the boat unless she is also on the boat. So so we live on a river, and at the bottom of our garden there's a little jetty, and we have a little rowboat, and we have a canoe. And anytime anybody goes into either one of those, she has to get into it and go with us. And she likes to sit like in a canoe, like this, and sort of be the figurehead of the canoe as you go by. And then, but which is sweet and nice. But the downside of that is the dog also loves boats so much that whenever a boat comes by our house, she has to bark at it and say, "Let me on, let me on, let me
on." My brother lives near Manchester Airport, and we took our dog up there, and she was like, every time the plane was like, literally outside in the garden barking at these planes, because they do come quite low. And, so yes, I was quite glad that we don't live there. Presumably she'd grow out of it, but has she ever fallen in?
Not here, because we have a sort of jetty. She does swim in that river all the time, but she likes to go down. She's quite picky. She likes to go down the river upstream a bit, where there's a little beach where she can get in and have a swim.
Oh,
but no, she doesn't go in. Sometimes we dump her in when it's hot.
Yeah,
because she's a very good swimmer.
Yeah, that's great.
But she can't get out there.
Oh.
And she has been attacked by a swan once.
Oh.
Because there's a swan's nest not far from here. And during nesting season, they get very aggressive. So one of them picked a fight with her. And actually, I was in the house, and I just heard this sort of ruff, 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 ruff. I went down, and she was missing a big patch of hair on her chest. Right at swan beak level.
Oh, bless her.
And after that, she avoided swans.
Yeah. She knows not to mess with the swans.
Yeah.
Learned the hard way. Oh, poor little thing. But she's got such a personality, hasn't she, your dog? I mean, she's so expressive.
Well, we love that. I'm not sure the neighbors love that, and especially recently. I mean, she's barking a lot less because there aren't that many boats going by, so it's very quiet around here. So she isn't barking so much, but she hates it on Thursday nights when everybody applauds. She is terrified by clapping. It really frightens her, and she just barks and barks and barks and barks and barks, which maybe our neighbors think is she's joining in, but actually she's saying, "Shut up, shut up, shut up."
Pearl doesn't mind the clapping. She's happy with that, but she does bark like mad when we have a delivery of anything. And the dustbin, we only have to touch it to move it a little bit, even if it's just away from the wall. And wherever she is in the house, she flies down the stairs and throws herself at the door. I'm just lifting the lid. I'm putting a bag in. So when we put the bin out on a Thursday night ready for a Friday, she goes absolutely ballistic. And when you pull the bin back up the drive after it's been emptied, she goes straight to the rabbit where she saw a rabbit about 6 years ago. It's nothing to do with the bin, but she just get that rabbit might be there, and off she goes. She's got the two linked, the bin and the rabbit. So she's so funny. She's so funny.
When our dog was a puppy, there's this bit down our street where the local youths hang out, and the local youths were down there and having a hot dog fight. I don't know why. They got this packet of hot dogs and they're chucking at each other, and obviously Meg had died and gone to heaven. It was hot dogs from the sky.
Yeah,
it was just amazing. And every time she goes by there, she's like, hope, hope, hope.
Yeah, there could be one there. Yeah.
Hot dogs for heaven. This is where God gives us hot dogs.
Yeah, and they do remember, don't they, exactly where they had that special moment. It's so funny. Yeah. It's so funny. They're such a massive part of our lives, aren't they? Anyone watching this who doesn't like dogs, they're probably like, for God's sake, talk about something else than your dog.
Okay, we will. For writers, I think, we spend so much time on our own, and it's nice to have somebody who somebody we don't actually have to talk to, but and who doesn't expect that much of us. But they're good. They're really good.
They are. They're a great company for writers, definitely. So let's talk about this.
Do you put dogs in all books?
Pardon?
Do you put dogs in all your books?
Yeah. I think there's a couple that haven't had dogs, but mostly there's a dog. Yeah. In fact, do you know the author Lucy Feldhouse? I was talking to Lucy Dillon earlier, and we were talking about this, and she posted a picture of her dog on my Facebook page, and I was like, right, that dog is so gorgeous, she's going straight in the next book. Scamp. Yeah, so Scamp is in the next book, which is Lucy's dog. So yeah, I love a dog. Occasionally I have cats, but usually dogs. Yeah. I'm more of a dog person, but I don't hate cats, but more of a dog person. So right, I'm going to pull up this image of your current book, your current work of art. It's gorgeous. We just love that. The feathers on it are absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful cover, and that we can see the lamination on that as well. It's really shiny.
Right, gold.
Really nice. Really nice.
Non-authors don't realize that authors go around going, "Ooh, look! I've got gold on my cover." It's like precious.
And not only have you got gold, you've got brilliance, says Marian Keyes. How lucky are you on the cover?
Oh, I love her. So, I know. Yeah. I know. I love her.
She tweeted me today.
She is probably my hero. Did she?
Yeah.
I'm such a fangirl, and I met her. God, before all of this happened.
I did. You met her very recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
At the
what a star.
Yeah, she really is.
It's so great to to really admire someone, and I admire her work, and I admire how her feminism. I admire how she stands up for other authors. I just admire so much about her, and then to meet her in real life, and know that she's just as gorgeous and intelligent and generous as she is, on the pages of her book. It's amazing.
She is, yeah. I was listening to a podcast the other day, actually. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's How to Fail, I think.
Yeah.
Podcast about how to fail. And she did an episode of that recently, and she was talking about Grown Ups, her most recent book. And she was just so I nearly said irritating. So interesting.
Not irritating.
She was not irritating.
Marian, you're not irritating.
No, it was so interesting, and it was wonderful listening to her, and talking about all aspects of her life, things that even though I'm pretty sure I've listened to 100 interviews, there was still things that I'm finding out about her, and she was incredible to listen to, and her beliefs and the way she fights for things, but she does it in such a non-aggressive way. And you think that's such a skill, isn't it, to be able to fight for what you believe in, but without alienating other people and being aggressive with your views. I thought, she is really a powerful person of our times, I think.
She is. And I think I just admire her so much, and this is something that's close to both your and my heart, is how she really champions escapist and commercial fiction as a force for good in the world, and how it has a real place and a real value, and how it shouldn't be sneered at and looked down upon, and that commercial fiction is really the thing that helps millions of people get through their day.
Yeah.
And how it can handle these very profound issues in a accessible way that can really touch people. She's the queen of that, but she's also, you know, she showed me that it could be done, you know, and she just stands up for so many authors.
She does. Brilliant. Yes. I have you read Grown Ups?
No, I've got it on my shelf.
I tell you what, for a treat, I suggest you listen to it on Audible.
Yeah.
Because she's narrating it.
Oh, is she?
And it's fantastic.
Oh, okay.
It is. You'll get, I think, you get so much, because it's just her. Because I always hear her voice when I'm reading anyway. But it is her voice. So it's just amazing. I loved it. I was so sad when it finished. I wanted to go back, and if you're watching, Marian, if you just wouldn't mind going back and narrating all your other books, that would be tremendous. Anyway, we haven't talked about this apart from The Gold and Marian. Let's talk about your book. Tell us a little bit about it. I've read it, but you tell us about the premise.
Sure. The Two Lives of Louis and Louise is a book about a single protagonist who's called Lou Alder. But it's that single protagonist in two realities. So in one reality, Lou is born as Louis, male, assigned male at birth. And in the other reality, Louis is born as Louise, assigned female at birth. But they are the same person. And apart from their gender, nothing else about them has changed. They have the same appearance, they have the same likes, dislikes, same best friends, same parents. Their community is the same. Everything has changed. But they're treated differently from, well, even before they're born, they're treated differently because of their gender. And because of that one small difference, that makes a sort of cascade of changes in the world around them, which affects everything about their lives. Although not everything. There are some things that Lou, no matter which gender they are, has in common. So yeah, it's set in Maine, in a small town in Maine, a paper mill town, very much like the town I grew up in. And it sort of focuses around a big strike that happened in the 90s, when the town is divided, and between the mill owners, mill management, and the mill workers. And something happens during that strike that affects both Louis and Louise. They're two different things, but they come from the same source, and which makes them leave their hometown, they think, forever. But then the book is set 13 years later when their mother, Peggy, is dying, and both Louis and Louise have to come back in their separate realities to spend time with their mother before she dies.
That's it. I mean, I remember when you were writing this, because I was having some plot issues with a book of my own at the time. And when you were explaining the book to me, I just thought how much work was involved just to maintain that one character, one character's trajectory and the other, whilst they're both the same person, and the other characters remaining the same and true to themselves. So it's like the mother, Peggy, for example, the way she interacts with Louis versus how she interacts with Louise, and yet she's the same person. So, it's mind-blowing. I don't know how you could edit that. You must have torn your hair out.
Well, you just, a lot of it was just, once you had the premise in place, it was sort of just following it through logically. Like, I know that, right, bless her, my mother is wonderful. But I know I have me and I have my brother, and I know that she treats me and my brother differently according to our gender, though she doesn't do that on purpose, but she does, So I knew that Peggy would have a different relationship with Louis, her son, than she would with Louise, her daughter.
Yeah.
Just because she would have expectations really of Louise that Louise couldn't fulfill. because Peggy is a beauty queen. She's very concerned with appearance and being beautiful and being graceful, and Louise is not. And that's fine for a son, but not so good for a daughter who's supposed to be. So just sort of taking that and following it through logically, was how it happened for everyone. But I was worried as I wrote it that people would be able to tell the two Lous apart, but they wouldn't be able to tell, say, for example, their mother Peggy apart in either reality. That it would be confusing for that, or there's one reality where one character is alive, and in the other reality that character is dead. I won't say who because of spoilers, but I wanted to not confuse people and go, what? Hold on, wait a second, that person's supposed to be dead. But apparently that didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
Nobody's said that it's confusing. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Hopefully. The interesting thing about, sort of on a writerly level, was because it had two stories and they were parallel. The arc was smaller. Does that make sense? The story of each character is smaller than it would normally be if you were just writing about one.
Yeah.
But they were the same. But they had to be the same in various ways, but then different in ways. So it couldn't be repetitive at all. So it was a technical challenge.
Yeah, I mostly write first person and just follow one protagonist. But occasionally, I've done 2 books now where it's in the third person and there are 3 characters. And I'm so used to having this whole big plot that happens to one person that I find it really hard to trim it down so that there's only a third of it's still really important, but it's, as you say, it's a slightly shorter arc. But because I just lob plot into it, and then I'm having to fight my way through to actually, oh God, I've written 100,000 words and I haven't. So yeah, I really admire the fact that you can do that. It's always been something that I've thought about for you, that you can craft a story without masses and masses and masses of plot, which I've still not got. I remember actually with Falling, the same thing, because you've got the 3 protagonists there, haven't you? And I love that book. I really love that book.
Thank you.
There's one particular scene where the older lady has got her little mobility scooter, and so she's hiding the fact. She's hiding the fact. I'll hide that one. She's hiding the fact that she's losing her vision, I think. Is that right? And but she doesn't tell anyone. But so she takes the kids to the park, and she can't see where she's going. Oh God! And I was on the edge of my seat watching, listening, reading that. So love that book.
My cousin is a physical therapist, and I told her about that scene. She was like, "Don't tell people that they mustn't do that ever." Like, it's okay, Sarah. It's okay, Sarah. It's fiction. She's like, "No, don't let people do that. Blind people shouldn't be riding those." Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I know. That was hilarious. So, what's the next for you then? What's your next book coming out?
I have a hardback coming out in July, and it's my first historical novel ever.
Ooh.
And it's called Spirited. It's a Victorian. It is, again, it's the story of a few people, not just one. It's set in 1858, and it's about a woman called Viola Worth, who is married to her high school sweetheart. What? No, high school. Going all American there. Right. The story of Viola Worth, who's married to her childhood sweetheart, Jonah, who has just come back from India, where he was involved in the Indian rebellion there, and he became a hero from saving a young girl's life. And they get married, and it's a very unhappy marriage, because Jonah is hiding all these secrets that he can't tell anybody. And Viola, whose father was an amateur photographer, starts taking photographs to remember her father who's died, and ghosts suddenly start turning up in them. She finds that she is able to take photographs of ghosts, and she doesn't want to, she just does. And this new sort of unwanted ability on her part brings her to the attention of a very devious and charming spirit medium called Henrietta Blackthorne, who is very beautiful and who Violet is very attracted to. And so their relationship starts getting closer and closer. And meanwhile, we're finding out more of what happened to Jonah in India 2 years before, which is a sort of beautiful and terrible and deadly story. So yeah, it's about lesbians and ghosts and photography and India.
Just the normal run-of-the-mill stuff then.
You know.
Oh, it's a great title. I love the title, Spirited. Really good.
Thank you.
Really good.
Thank you.
Did you come up with that?
Harriet came up with that. Our editor came up with that.
It's been know-all. Absolutely know-all. No, she's great, isn't she? She's really good at titles. She came up with the Patchwork Family. And as soon as she said it, I was like, yes, that is what we've been looking for. So, such a relief, isn't it, when you get a good title?
It is. It is. It's also terrible when you have a bad title. But but this title is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, those days are gone. We've got great titles now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, I wish you all the best with Spirited. It sounds amazing. I'm sure, I bet we'll be seeing the cover soon. I'm sure that you can't show anybody yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing that. I bet it's amazing. And I wish you every success.
It's got gold.
Woo, more gold, more gold. I'm sensing a theme. Just put gold on it and she'll be happy.
Just slap lots of gold on it. It's great.
Yeah. By the way, you know, one of the feathers on the book of Louis and Louise, is that your hair color?
I did my hair. Yeah, probably. When the book came out, I Yeah. When the book came out, I did my hair in pink and blue.
Right.
I'm trying to put it on.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's very good. Very good match. I like to see an author who's on brand.
Well, you know what? All my books seem to be blue. So I mean, that is blue, and then this one's blue. Also,
Together's blue, isn't it? Falling's blue.
Together
is blue.
Yeah.
I love
also
Together.
Match.
I love Together.
So yeah, and Spirited is blue too. So I'm on brand.
Yeah, good. Like to see that. Well, I've got this dress with lemons on, but I didn't get it until after I'd had the Lemon Tree Cafe, and I was so disappointed that I couldn't have worn this dress when I launched the book. But you know, I've got it now.
You need to retcon all your pictures from that time so that you're wearing that dress.
Yeah.
Photoshop.
Yeah. Although I'm fatter now, so I don't want to. I only want the dress, and not the face. Anyway, listen, I'm going to say goodbye. It's been really, really lovely to talk to you, and I look forward to more pictures of you and Meg in the boat on the river, and I look forward to hearing more about Spirited when we're all allowed a little peek of it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
See you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye to Julie Cohen. I forgot to say in that I've done a lot of workshops with Julie. Don't go, Julie. I'm going to come back to you in a second. I've done loads of workshops with Julie. When I first started to write, she was, she's just the best writing teacher. So if you get an opportunity to do a workshop with Julie, take it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with some more of your favourite authors very soon. Bye.